I'm Charles Babb. This is Spirituality in Sports. We're with our guest today, Scott Hamilton. Scott, you were at the point as a child where the doctors weren't sure you were going to live. One of the quotes that you had was, I was no longer, after you began to skate, I was no longer a sick, pathetic little kid. I was an entertainer. Do you sometimes see yourself more as an entertainer, or as a father, or as that sick? Because a lot of times you've described yourself as this person whose life has kind of been defined by illnesses. How do you see yourself?
Oh, it's a work in progress. It's a endless work in progress. I try to learn, I try to grow, I try to understand things, and I try to listen to, everything around me to, try to be a little bit smarter, better in my decision making and what steps I take next. I'm really, I found that I'm a lot happier when I live like this, right, than when I live like this. And so I've really just tried to live like this and understand that, things are going to happen, instead of, trying to force the issue, push back, just sort of let it go. There's all these, crazy, analogies of, if you're in an accident, you tense up, you're going to get hurt. But if you're surprised by an accident, your body's kind of looser and ready to, take, whatever that is. So a lot of people have better outcomes if they don't know what's coming than if they do, right? So and that's kind of that open hand philosophy. I've seen so much in my life where people they just won't let go. It's got to be under their control, and it's got to be under their everything, and they won't let go. And it's like, it's way easier. And I equate it to love. It's like, if love were sand, you could fit a lot more in your hand doing this than you could doing that. Because if you're trying to hold sand in a closed fist, you open it up, it's going to be empty every single time. So I'm an open hand guy. I know it's kind of philosophical, but I think just life history has afforded me that luxury of trying to just take things as they come.
I had a childhood where I was sick quite a bit.
Oh, no.
And puberty
Yeah.
got me to the point where I was mostly through that.
Yeah.
So I understand the congestion and the,
Oh, yeah.
the vapor tent, at home for months and months with that weather that changes in Ohio. How does being healthy now, I understand obviously you have cancer right now, but how does being healthy now, being sick as a child, what does that do to you in terms of just your life philosophy, gratitude, all of it?
Oh, man, I am grateful. If I would not have had my childhood illness that kind of put me in and out of hospitals for 4 years, my life would be completely different. I would have been in normal school. I would have not learned how to be independent. I would have been taller because, the illness stunted my growth, so I would have been taller. And a taller body, a different body, would that have been as custom fit for skating as it is now? It's one of those things where it's just like I look back on it all, and it's also connected, and it's also kind of as it should be. That man, I think it's a blessing. I'll take those nights in the hospital. I'll take all the tests. I'll take all that stuff, because when I look back on the whole thing, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of discomfort, and there's a lot of fear, and there was a lot of anxiety and being alone and isolated, but all of that was kind of meant to fortify me enough to be able to do what I've been able to do in skating. And what I've been able to do in skating has given me opportunity to do other things. So it's been kind of one opportunity after another. And again, I emphasize opportunity. There was nothing given. It was all an opportunity to kind of put my head down, get to work, and try to get to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So I'm grateful for everything, for all the, and I'm grateful for brain tumor now. It's the same one I had when I was born. It's the same one that stopped me from growing those 4 years. It just went undiagnosed, and for whatever reason, those years that I skated, it stopped doing its mischief. it was when I retired from skating to be a full-time dad and kind of be home for my family that all of a sudden I became symptomatic. And so I look back on that and it's like, what would my life be without this brain tumor? Different. I don't know if it'd be worse, but I kind of know the life that I've got, the life that I've lived, I'm okay with that. So if the brain tumor made that happen, so be it. You know, that's just, you know, in that regard, I got lucky. Kind of crazy, huh?